Hi everyone, I'm Ronald the Rules Lawyer. I am not usually a news channel, but here we go. It looks like there is a big news story here from Chase Carter of Dicebreaker that published on December 9th, who apparently was listening in on a web seminar focused toward investors in Hasbro, which owns Wizards of the Coast, which makes Dungeons and Dragons. And it says, well, you see the headline there. Dungeons and Dragons executives think the brand is really under-monetized. This is a quote from the CEO of Wizards of the Coast and president, Cynthia Williams, who says, D&D has never been more popular, and we have really great fans and engagement, but the brand is really under-monetized. And then spends 9 minutes explaining how they plan to fix that, and that much of this is going to be fixed with D&D Beyond. And my viewers probably know what that is. It lets you make characters and roll dice at your table, used by many D&D players. Now, this is a paraphrasing, but he writes, the executives are less worried about design than installing more on-ramps for players to spend their money. Williams mentioned that while Dungeon Masters comprise roughly 20% of the D&D player base, they make up the largest share of our paying players. An investment in digital, she posits, will allow Wizards of the Coast to unlock the type of recurrent spending you see in digital games. Now, that is a direct quote. The recurrent spending you see in digital games. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that people will need to pay a subscription to access what they already have? And because it's a new edition, that is the occasion to, perhaps a good occasion to make people pay a subscription because they don't have those books yet. Okay, so it then goes on to say, they did not mention video games as examples, but the author thinks that one could look at Fortnite, Minecraft, or League of Legends. Now that's, some speculation by the author, but perhaps a reasonable one. And then she described a 4-quadrant brand for D&D, similar to Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. While the tabletop game and its book releases will remain one of those pillars, Wizards expects to invest more into the other 3 pillars: entertainment, such as the upcoming D&D movie, big AAA video games like Baldur's Gate 3, and an expanded line of toys and other merchandise that fans will buy for the red dragon-shaped ampersand on the tag. So, what's clear to me is with the earlier thing about focusing less on design and more on this, I think that they feel that they have in the bag their audience for the next edition of D&D. And so that would explain some of the, I would argue, laziness and around the design. And I have this whole series on my channel criticizing the one D&D development process called Lawyers' Critiques. But that in the end, they feel that that the bigger picture is more important. And perhaps it is from a conventional economics point of view. And there is a caveat from the author saying, keep in mind that this meeting was largely meant to answer investor questions and gas them up for the future. And of course, so there's an element of exciting people to invest in the company and to be optimistic about the future. So that's also at play here. But any players expecting Wizards of the Coast to see the light and move towards investing more resources in the game design portion of their game will very likely be disappointed in the next 5 years. D&D is now a lifestyle brand with tabletop as a single cog in a money-printing machine, the author says. So this may explain why there's been releases recently, like Spelljammer, that there's been a lot of disappointment from players about the content, about not providing enough rules support for Adventures in Space, and other recent releases over the last couple of years. And this dovetails into one of the things I've been saying in my critique series of 1D&D. It's they say in this report that DMs disproportionately spend money for D&D books and resources. And that just underlines the importance, I feel, in growing the D&D game side of the brand of making the game serve DMs better, give more tools to DM for encounter building, magic item distribution, basically tools to run their games, long-running complaints that Dungeon Masters have had about D&D through the life of 5e. And the fact that the survey does not that they've been putting out for each Unearthed Arcana article has not asked whether the respondent is a DM is concerning to me. It tells me that they are not looking for the views specifically of DMs and are not as concerned as they should be, that they may very well lose some DMs who are the ones who drive the tabletop, the growth of the D&D game as a game, because they may very well decide, well, this game isn't giving me the support I want, and since we're going to be learning a new game anyway with 6e, let's check out some other games. So I think there's some short-sightedness here, and it's also concerning. I think that there may very well be a more aggressive monetizing of D&D Beyond. So I just wanted to report that, get that out there, see what people think. And also check out my videos, of course. You know, I think I have good things to say about the future of 1D&D. There's a recent video about 5 things that I think are non-controversial that would improve D&D that they have not, that they don't seem to be considering. And I think people should take a look at that and raise their expectations about what this new edition can and should be for players and DMs. Okay, so that's it. I'm Ronald, the Rules Lawyer. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, do the usual algorithm stuff. Help get this video out there. Thank you.